Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to StarFlagMedia. This is the Drunken Idiots. My name is Chris, aka Talents. I'm with Avenger, aka Anthony, and today is it's a special day. Um, you want to know why it's a special day?
Why is it a special day, Chris?
Because we're gonna bring out the Sony Blue.
The Sony Blue.
We bringing out the Sony Blue today,
Ooh.
and I know what y'all
Man,
thinking.
this is a classic.
You know what else is a classic?
You guys remember Hypnotic?
That's that. We're gonna call that Sony Blue today.
I'm gonna call it PlayStation 2 Blue.
So the reason why it's such a good day is we got the Sony Blue,
Yeah.
and we just wanna I'm gonna pour a little something out, right, for my fellow Xbox.
Xbox.
You know, they had some bad news.
Yeah,
You know,
it's been a rough week if
they-
you're an Xbox guy.
They said they were the best. They were the best bots. They had the best consoles.
Talking to your mic.
They had the best console.
Yeah, bring it up to yourself.
Well-
you got two mics now, man.
Okay, man, stop reaching. So I want to get this on camera. So we gonna turn it green.
For Xbox guys, you're gonna make a nice little Incredible Hulk.
We gonna turn it green for
Play-
the Xbox guys.
Play together.
Oh, this mic
Play
is-
together.
So whenever you tell me that I could now get Halo Xbox exclusives on my PlayStation,
Yeah. Potentially.
then I won.
Yeah.
As what Phil Spencer said, they already lost the console race.
Whew.
As the CEO of Microsoft already said, he wants their games playable on all platforms.
He did say that. Anything with a screen.
As the CFO said, the Microsoft CFO, he said, we want to just we're gonna put it on everywhere. We're gonna put it on everything.
If your fridge has a screen on it, we wanted to play Xbox games.
And what did Phil Spencer say? Guys, we're sorry. We're gonna do better for you guys. Just be patient.
Hold in there. Hold on.
We're gonna give you more games. We're gonna promise you more things that you like.
More news to come. More Xbox to come.
So
Oops.
it's a good day to be a Sony fan. Me personally, if they decide to bring Halo over, I would play it. I would buy it. They don't. Xbox players don't buy games.
Well, that's not true.
They're on. They pay the $3 free month and get
That's
Game
not
Pass.
true. We talked about the 2 weeks that you were gone on your Martin Luther King Jr. vacation. We talked about the top selling games of the year, and two of them were Microsoft exclusives, and they were in the top 10 best selling games of the entire year.
On Game Pass.
No sales. So that's
Well, that's good.
yeah, they do buy their games. So Starfield was the number 8 best-selling game of the entire year, and that came out in the latter half.
And more people
of the
bought
year.
it on the Xbox console, or they bought it
It was
on.
purchased. It was purchased. Game Pass does not count as sales.
Okay, well that's good for them.
Yeah.
But needless to say,
Yeah, so that part wasn't true, but that doesn't change
if
Microsoft's
more
strategy.
of them bought games,
Consoles is where it's at right now, and Microsoft does not sell enough consoles.
they don't.
They don't. Which brings us to the first bit of news.
What's that?
Well, before we jump into games, I know you went straight to the games because we got our Sony Blue Hypnotic here today. But let's talk about a little bit of stuff that's been going on in the media, just like in general pop culture. Monique had a good interview with Shannon Sharp, and she kind of crapped on everybody. That she's normally known to crap about, but she kind of solidified what Cat Williams was talking about.
Oh yeah, she referenced herself as Cat Williams' fraternal twin.
I wouldn't if I was Cat. Like, I get it, he loves Monique, but she is such a victim.
Yeah. So when I watched the interview, I was like, all right, some things sound true, some things do sound it sound kind of like BS, but She said she got a recording of Tyler Perry cussing her out and all that type of stuff.
No, I believe
And,
that
she said-
she's been slighted and smited and all that. That's and she feels betrayed for sure.
I do
But
believe
but I also believe that Monique is difficult.
I believe that too. But you know what I think? This is my conspiracy hat.
Yeah.
When they say about when you join the Illuminati, you got to get humiliated. And I think that she won that Oscar for playing, Precious Mom.
Yeah.
Which was, I believe, any role that any African American woman in the United States could play. But she got that role.
She nailed it.
She nailed it. She got that role. She won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
And I believe she was supposed to be humiliated. So she mentioned how Oprah wanted to bring her brother who molested her on the Oprah show to have a confrontation and speak about Monique with like her mother and shit like that. So from what Monique was saying, she's not really close with her family or cool with her family.
Yeah.
So she also mentioned how Oprah had called her to say, I'm going to bring your brother on who molested you, speak about it. And she was like, man, I don't want to deal with him, whatever. But needless to say, that was supposed to be her humiliation. She was supposed to take it like a champ. And I think she said, nah, I'm not down with that. And they said, word, you agreed to it. Now you want to say no? All right, well, guess what? She's hard to work with. She's difficult.
She was already kind of hard to work with, though. She was complaining about this stuff since the Parkers.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, we only got paid $55,000 per episode."
Well, she said that on the interview, but
yeah, but she's been talking about that
recently, maybe like last year or so.
She's been talking about it for a few years, but that's not the point. Like, she's been fighting for it was part of the whole actor strike, and on top of that, she was one of the real vocal ones about it. But to me, the disconnect as a consumer of all the products is boo freaking who $55,000 per episode.
Yeah.
How many freaking seasons? Oh, so you became a multi-millionaire and now I'm supposed to feel bad for you?
Because I think they had like 20 episodes.
Because you signed a contract that was $55,000 per episode. Like, you know how many people wish they made $55,000 per year?
Yeah.
She was making it per episode. Boo freaking who? She was comparing her salary to like Friends. First of all, the Parkers
was not like a Friends level show.
It wasn't even close. It was popular, but the audience was different and it was smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Anyway, so that's Monique.
Yeah, and she said it on Kevin Hart. She said Kevin Hart said he was going to help. And
then she didn't hear from him for 2 years.
She ain't hear from him. So I thought that was interesting.
I don't care about that. Kevin's going to come up with her.
But...
he don't owe her nothing.
But yeah, that was Monique, man.
Yeah, Monique, I'm not a huge fan of hers.
I think she was trying to...
She was all right back on Comic Book.
Yeah, she was okay. She was okay. I did watch the Queens of Comedy, and I
didn't
think
watch that. I didn't think it was funny.
I think I watched like Samore.
Yes,
I think she was probably the funniest one.
No,
Monique had moments with the Shaq All-Star Comedy when she was like hosting that.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's not funny.
Yeah, she got moments.
She was a good comedian, but
yeah,
the minute she's now trying to become this well-respected actress, but she
got that Oscar.
She can't do it now.
She got that Oscar, and she thought because I got this Oscar,
she thought she's bigger than yeah. She deserved more now.
Yeah, she deserved more because she got the Oscar, and in most cases, I mean,
yeah, but you got to play ball.
Yeah, you got to play ball, and then she ain't play ball.
Ask Kanye. Hey, they got a documentary to try to keep Kanye canceled.
Yeah, I think that's
coming soon.
That's fucked up, man. Don't do my boy Kanye like that. But I think Kanye gonna be straight, yo.
They're gonna document. Oh, he's gonna be fine.
He's straight.
But this documentary is going to put out every single hateful thing he's ever said in chronological order. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, that's overboard. Because I could speak for me.
That's wild.
I could speak for me. As a black man in America, I say a lot of hateful things, but I'm not. A lot of wild but I'm not. Camera. But I'm not a hateful person.
Right.
Like, I'm an equal opportunist
yeah,
when it comes to jokes.
Equally.
Yeah, but I don't hate anybody. But it's like, you know.
Yeah. We individually, we generalize a lot of the in dark humor. You know, we got dark humor. But we generalize it. We don't literally hate anyone.
Yeah, so it's just one of those.
I feel you.
I think it's foul, man. Like, but you know what's going to happen? In my opinion, you know what I think is going to happen? He already took the pre-orders or sold the pre-orders for like his new shoes. Mm-hmm. He's doing it all independent.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And if he sell X amount or sell out in so many days,
let's say he sells a quarter of what he used to sell, but it's all independent.
Yeah,
that's all his money.
That's all his money, and then it's going to take somebody. I think if somebody like Reebok or New Balance or somebody just come in and be like, "Hey,"
yeah, they're going to distance himself for a little bit now.
But he needs to lay
low. The thing about Kanye is he's not Mr. Lay Low. He can't lay low. That's just when the minute somebody tells him, "Hey, Kanye, you just gotta lay low for a little bit," that's when he turn up. How dare you?
Yeah, he said it himself. He said he believed his words is his superpower.
Yeah, you know he's got a little bit of the tism. I think.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's on the spectrum.
Him and Elon.
Yeah, they're on the spectrum. You know, there's no gray areas.
Fuck Disney. Go fuck yourself, Bob Iger.
He looked for him in the audience. Hey, Bob, you in the audience? Fuck you. How about that?
And then he didn't get the applause, and then he said it again.
Yeah, and everybody laughed. Yeah, hey Bob, you in the? He looked for him. I don't need it. Pull your ads. So you want all you're gonna do is so what? Twitter goes on under. That's it.
Yep.
So what? You know what that is, Sam? A tax write-off.
Yep.
For the next 20 years.
And you know what? You know what else he did?
Who, Elon?
Yeah.
What?
He let Tucker Carlson go to Russia.
To
film an interview. With Putin.
So 2 years ago, before Tucker got fired from Fox.
Was it 2 years ago or was it a year ago?
2 years before he got fired from Fox. The Biden administration spied on him. And Tucker put it out there. That they got the FBI hacked his emails, and he got an insider from the FBI contact him and says this and this is happening right now to your stuff. Yeah. Because 2 years ago he had an interview planned with Putin.
Okay.
So they squashed it because the height of the Ukraine war. So they squashed it, and then shortly after that they fired Tucker, and now he goes, yeah, you got your little tail over here now, buddy. So now,
he's like, man, I'm free. I'm free to go. Yeah, I don't got.
And now he says that he believes that they hacked him again.
Okay. So yeah, I believe it.
And he talked about it as they were in Russia. He basically said it. So he believes that they went into his emails and everything, trying to figure out exactly what he was going to say, what kind of questions were going to get asked. And it's espionage to its own citizens.
Yeah.
That's what Nixon went under.
Yep.
For that's what you got impeached and he resigned.
And what's crazy is how they villainized him in the news.
Yeah, now he's Mr. Bad Guy.
But
wouldn't it be amazing if
Trump
picks him as VP?
Didn't like Barbara Walters do an interview with like Fidel Castro like in the 70s?
60 Minutes, 48 Hours, and some other 3 years ago, a few years ago, they all did interviews with Putin. All of them.
Yeah. You had
and that was good journalism.
Yeah. Mike Wallace did an interview with the Ayatollah.
Yeah. This is journalism, guys. Who went to go see Gaddafi? I forgot who it was, but it was
probably Mike Wallace too.
One of these guys, yeah.
I think it was Mike Wallace.
Yeah, you go. You have to interview the opposition. The Univision guy went down and he interviewed Maduro recently.
Oh, okay.
And boy, was that a good interview.
It was good.
He showed him a video of his people eating garbage out of a garbage truck.
Wow.
And said, "What do you think that is?"
Wow, we got to talk about that on our Spanish channel.
Yeah. Spanish channel for StarFlagMedia in Espanol if you guys want to go check that out. Anyway, that was pretty big. Another big thing that happened too was Killer Mike winning the Rap Album of the Year Grammy. I mean, that is... Chris is sick. We do apologize for that. He's got a little bit of bronchitis.
I'm sorry, guys. I got bronchitis. I usually get it once a year. It's not I'm still relatively young enough, so it's not like life threatening.
It's not affecting him yet.
But I usually get it once a year, and the peak I had it was like Thursday. That's why we didn't record yesterday. It's because I was still kind of getting over it. Like right now, I would say that I'm not contagious. So you should be good, and we can knock on
the whiskey. I'll kill it. Whatever.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
we got
good.
the Sony Blue to save us.
That's right.
Yeah, go put a little Sony Blue in there.
No, not right now. Killer Mike wins the Grammy of the Year and gets arrested. But he went off on stage and he's talking about the greatness of hip hop, and his award wasn't even televised.
Yeah, it wasn't televised, and it's fucked up.
But they knew Killer Mike was gonna go off. That's why.
And yeah, because he's always been going off.
So
Killer Mike has always.
But they give him the award, and I haven't even heard. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you 3 Killer Mike songs.
So me neither. But what I can tell you is, this past year, Killer Mike has been on everybody's podcast.
I know of him.
He's been on cameoing on everyone's TV shows, talking about this album,
promoting the hell out of it.
And he even was going as far as by saying like, "Yo, this is the best I ever rapped since I've been in the game." And he said, "I'm rapping my ass off."
And he won the award.
And yeah, he did well. And I was listening to the Breakfast Club the morning after the Grammys, and they were playing a Killer Mike song off his project.
Yeah.
On the top of like in between every commercial break or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard, it wasn't bad. It was reminiscent of like Gangstar, Guru. It was that
90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, it was that
style.
That style of conscious rap that it makes sense. You got the nice beat, we got the boom bap, and you got the
easy to listen to rap music,
but not really easy to listen to. But it's deep at the same time. It's that Twalib Kweli, Common, that Most Def. It got that kind of messaging.
I like that style,
and it's not bad. And he is really rapping, so it had a substance to it. Okay. But we know Killer Mike, and we know Killer Mike for showing up at these panels by saying that Democrats ain't this, they not shit.
He was on Bill Maher.
Yeah, he
Bill
goes
Maher try to get him to choose Trump or Biden.
Yeah, and what happened?
He didn't choose, but he said, "You just trying to get me." There's something I learned is that you can't choose. You get in trouble for choosing. And he goes, and then Bill Maher pushed him. He says, "Come on, you're gonna say you're not gonna vote for Biden?" And he says, "I'll tell you what, I don't vote for people. I vote for their policies." And you couldn't tell me one good policy that Biden passed.
Yep.
Which it was his way of answering without answering.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
he's always been vocal.
Yeah, he's not too shy. Speaking of vocal, Jay-Z got on stage.
Yeah.
And had a Kanye moment of Taylor.
With the award
Taylor
he
Swift,
paid for.
Thank you. But Beyonce had the best album of all time. He literally did exactly the same thing. It wasn't as, It
wasn't as vulgar.
Yeah, it wasn't as vulgar, but you could tell his daughter was on stage cringing. Blue Ivy was looking at him like, "Dad, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you can't. It doesn't make sense that the artist with the most Grammys ever has never won Album of the Year." Bro, what? You're a billionaire, and she's a
billionaire too.
She's. You guys are upset about the little gold statuette? Like, is that really what's on your mind right now? You're still catering to these folks?
So my thoughts on that is fuck the Grammys. Grammys.
Man, apparently not fuck the Grammys because Jay-Z cares.
Fuck Jay-Z. Who the fuck is Jay-Z?
That's my favorite rapper of all time.
No, my favorite rapper of all time is Jadakiss. Jay-Z's in my top 5, but at the same time, fuck Jay-Z. Jay-Z think, so the whole fact that Jay-Z, because Jay-Z goes to the Grammy, he says, "Oh, Beyonce ain't get," and now people is like really speaking about it, saying like, "Oh, it's true."
No, I've seen the split,
and I'm like,
I've seen it split.
No, I've seen the split too, but I'm talking about the people who says, "Oh, yeah, it's true," and it's like, bro, the Grammys were never for us. They was never for black people. And you could probably go back and you could probably find the first black winner who ever won a Grammy, and I bet you that nigga was not allowed to attend the fucking show and to accept his award. So and
let's find out.
You could find it out. Because it damn sure happened with the Oscars.
It
happened with the Oscars.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it was a woman.
How many? I think you're thinking of the Oscars.
No, I'm thinking Grammy.
But
First
imagine how many.
Ella Fitzgerald. She won for the jazz performance.
And couldn't attend.
Now let's find out. I think she did attend.
I feel like it's just one of those things. Like, man, it's not for us. And when we did have a network,
And the first black winner definitely attended. Male winner. Yeah.
Was it televised?
No, they didn't have TV back then, man. I mean, they did, but it wasn't like it is now. It's probably radio broadcast. We're talking about when black music was jazz.
Okay, so I'm wrong. But from the 1980s when Will Smith won the first fucking Grammy.
Hip-hop. Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't been televised. It's not for us. And when we had our own network that was black owned, we had our own award show. We had the Soul Train Awards and all that. But now, you know what I'm saying, all that fell apart. So I'm going to stick to the side that says, well, we just need to create our own prestigious awards where we don't show up in T-shirts and hoodies and shit like that.
First black male was Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
To win Album of the Year.
Wow.
And then he won it in 74, 75, and 77.
Wow. So they just said, fuck Chuck Berry. I bet you the Beach Boys won them Grammys that Chuck Berry could have won.
Album of the Year we're talking about specifically.
Not first
Grammy. The first black Grammy was to Ella Fitzgerald, and there was a first black Grammy winner male before that in their categories, but we're Album of the Years. Chuck Berry never had Album of the Year, period. He had good riffs, but Album of the Years.
I'm just saying. Think about all the
infamous.
I'm just saying. Think about all the Grammys he could have won that he lost to the Beach Boys.
But after this,
or Lil Richard, who could have lost to.
Lil Richard never won a Grammy. That's crazy. Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Album of the Year has been pretty dominant by black people.
So
74. Here's just quickly.
Okay.
74, 75, 77, Stevie Wonder. 84, Michael Jackson. 85, Lionel Richie. 91, Quincy Jones. 92, Natalie Cole. 94, okay. Whitney Houston. 99, Lauryn Hill. 04, Outkast. Now that was
well, all right. So I'm gonna speak some more.
Ray Charles.
I'm gonna speak some more truth.
Herbie Hancock. John
was
Batiste.
That Jamie Foxx's Ray Charles or the
no Ray Charles?
The
Ray Charles, yeah.
From his movie dropped.
Posthumously won Album of the Year. Yeah, Genius Loves Company was his final album.
And they gave him that because of the movie.
No, it's post that.
Remember the movie Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
All the Oscars?
Oh yeah. But that was a different album.
That was around that time though.
A little bit after. Yep, absolutely. I believe that they gave it to him because of that. That's fine. And then Herbie Hancock in 08 and John Batiste 22.
So I say this. Beyonce, of all the people that you mentioned, Beyonce, yes, she's
I'm gonna say this. She's never had Album of the Year.
Yeah, she's culture.
She got good songs.
She's culture. She moves she moves the sound and R&B and all that type of stuff, but her music never had really much substance.
Yeah, like her whole albums, I would say she dropped really great singles.
The album that should have got a Grammy of the Year for Beyonce, just to play devil's advocate, was the album she dropped, Lemonade, when Jay-Z had cheated on her.
Nah, that had like two good songs on it. I think that had like 2 good songs on it.
I heard that she was really
trying to win Album of the Year with that.
She was really like opening up and doing all. It wasn't. You know how they engineer hits and they engineer great songs.
Yeah,
like, I heard
it was a lot of writers.
It was raw. I heard that was like some raw shit.
Well, either way, she didn't win again, and Jay-Z was upset. And I think Jay-Z
fuck Jay-Z.
is losing touch with where his roots are and who he was.
Fuck Jay-Z. Everyone said Jay-Z's the greatest rapper, and then I seen a couple videos, and
Jay-Z
I thought
was never the greatest rapper
ever.
I
thought it was nonsense at first, and then they go and they break it down, and they said 96 was the year he came out. Tupac was the number one.
Yeah, he was never the top dude in any year.
Never. But he was always great. He was always great.
Yeah,
he was
the
consistent.
Blueprint albums were fantastic.
He was consistent, but like, bro, yeah, fuck Jay-Z. Jay-Z, if you watching this, you want to sponsor us, it's The Rock. Ho. You still in my top 5.
And Beyonce did need the album of the year. We with you.
You still in my top 5, but
and we love your hair.
You wilding right now.
We love that you're looking like that.
That gay artist.
Yeah, we love that you're rocking that style. Since we started off with Sony Blue, we're gonna be talking a little bit, and you turned it into an Incredible Hulk. We're gonna be talking about Kotaku article that came out a couple days ago. All the Xbox games that are rumored to come to PS5 and Switch.
Ooh.
So as we know, there was a big leak or rumored leak. So at the end of the month, there was supposed to be an Xbox business meeting, and there was a leak that supposedly
Incredible. I'm sorry, guys. Incredible Hulk got me hot.
Yeah, open that door. So supposedly there was open that door. A rumored, meeting gonna happen, and that first party games are gonna be coming to Sony, and then the big rumor, of course, was that Starfield was on its way over to PlayStation 5. Well, since this article that I'm about to read is a little outdated, because since then, RGT85 and Spawnwave also came out with videos.
But they're the same people.
Talking about, well,
they
have
podcasts together.
But they have sources, and that we don't. So we go by the same rumors that they got. So
I'm gonna go by, and I'm gonna say that
you know nothing.
We know nothing. Yeah, everyone knows nothing.
That they know more than we do.
But no, what I'm gonna say is
they know more than we do.
What I'm gonna say is
you can't come in here spouting Sony Blue and toasting this and that over the rumors.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that.
The rumors that came from them.
I'm gonna do that.
And then when they go back on the same rumors, you gotta kind of take that the same way.
I'm gonna do that, and the reason why I'm gonna do that is because I believe they're trying to roll it back.
I don't think so.
I think they're trying to roll it back because they don't want to be wrong, and they know there's a lot of Xbox YouTuber watchers out there that's looking to find a new home for the truth.
This is nothing to do with
because they got sold, but I'm gonna say this:
Spawnwave and RGT are big time Nintendo.
I believe that Microsoft.
Podcasts.
I believe that Microsoft is running the show for Xbox, and Xbox is now like. I think there's a miscommunication between Microsoft and Xbox, and I think what Phil wants to do, Microsoft is like. No, we're looking at the ROI, the return on investment. We just spent $70 billion on Activision Blizzard King. We're looking at the console sales. I think there was a 3% increase in console sales for the Xbox when Starfield dropped. 3%. They probably looking at it like, bro, exclusives is not selling this console. So
they lose money every time they sell one. So they really don't even want to be in the console business. Let's be real.
Well. They're not.
They still haven't turned a profit.
They're not doing a good job.
They've never turned a profit on a single Xbox console except for the 360 at the end of the life cycle. They lost money on. I think they lost like $4 billion on the original Xbox. They lost money on the Xbox One, and they're losing money on this one.
Where they're at right now in terms of sales compared to the Xbox One, they haven't even met that.
No, they're not even close. So, well, let's talk about what we have here. This is from Kotaku.
So more rumors of what we hear is going on.
Yeah, but these rumors are now closer to the actual meeting that's going to happen. The meeting's
still a rumor. You still got to take it with a grain of salt.
I'm gonna take this with the same grain of salt that I took the first one, and we can't jump to any conclusions.
It's still a rumor. You still got to take it with a grain of salt.
You like the first rumor better. So now you're really hung up on that first rumor.
No, because 3 weeks ago when they said...
But let's talk about the second rumor first so that we can understand why Chris is being so defensive.
3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was a rumor that said Starfield was coming to PlayStation.
That rumor is still there.
And then everyone said, fuck no, hell no, that don't make no sense.
That hasn't changed. Do that. That hasn't changed.
And then this week, we get another rumor from a more... credible source who says, yeah, it's coming. It's coming to PlayStation.
That
and
hasn't
now
changed.
everyone is going, oh my God, oh shit.
But that still hasn't changed. The rumor that has been pared back was that all Xbox first-party games. Hold
I don't
on,
think
let me finish, man. The rumor was that all first-party Xbox games were going to eventually come out on PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch 2. That rumor has now been pared back to first-party games are still coming to those consoles, but it's going to be older first-party games that are 4 to 5 years old. So that seems extremely plausible. That seems very real compared to we're going to drop a game that's huge and then 6 months later it comes out on PS5.
Xbox fans.
That's not going to happen.
Xbox fans. They're trying to lie to you again. They're going to tell you this up
this has
front
nothing
right
to do
now.
with lies. So anyway,
They're going to tell you this up front right
I'm
now.
going to be the less drunk
and
idiot
then
on this one.
6 months from now, when they told you that Starfield is only playable
We're already half an hour into the show.
where Game Pass is.
We only want to make it an hour show.
I'm just saying, bro. It's
so
go
we've
ahead.
already said this twice.
Yo, go ahead.
So let me finish what I was saying.
Go ahead, bro. You got it. It's you.
Yes, you've already
Go ahead.
repeated this.
You're an Xbox fan.
I'm a realist. So if you guys want to go back 5 episodes and you can hear Chris arguing that Game Pass was not the future, and now he's all about it. So I'm gonna be the realist again, and it's only 5 episodes ago, and I'm glad it's recorded. And I'm glad it's recorded.
Game Pass is not the future.
Yeah, so third party publishing is. That makes even less sense. So it's 4 to 5 year old games that are probably already on the Xbox. They're older style games that were already sold, and they aren't going to be long system tail sellers on the Xbox. Those are the games that are rumored to be coming to PS5 and Switch 2. I can see that happening. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain by bringing those older games out to the consoles. Everybody who owns an Xbox already has those Gears games, already has those Halo games.
I agree.
So why not? Why not expand the audience, and why not bring them out to the other systems a few years later?
I agree.
I'm okay with that strategy. If that's the strategy, I think that's actually a very smart strategy for them. We've seen them do it with games like Ori that are on Switch. We've seen them do it with Minecraft. We've seen them do it with other games that are older and make their way over to multi-platforms. Anyway, Kotaku has an article here. All the games that are rumored to be coming to other PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch. We start off with Hi-Fi Rush. And that's the first game. Let's see if we can. The next one is Sea of Thieves. Again, it's an older game.
I would buy and play that.
That actually was one of those Xbox games that interested me.
I see one of those TikTok algorithms with people boarding the ship and I would get that.
Yeah, so Sea of Thieves is rumored. Starfield, of course, we just talked about that. Indiana Jones was supposedly already in development for PS5 before the purchase. So it only makes sense that if they've already got the dev kits and everything, why not?
So was Redfall.
Yep, so was Redfall. So Redfall is another rumored game that's coming over. But hey, fix that game first, please. Gears of War, of course, as probably a pack, like a best of.
Yeah.
Hellblade 2 seems to be a no-brainer. The first one came out on everything.
Well, Hellblade 2 is already out on PlayStation.
Not Devils. We're not talking about
Helldivers.
Yeah,
Helldivers.
Sorry. Hellblade Senua's Saga.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a Microsoft game that was on PlayStation before. So this next one is only a no-brainer that eventually it'll make its way over as well. That was also on Switch recently. The original Halos are probably coming over, and 343 Industries is working on a remaster of those. Next one is Pentiment. I'm not 100% sure on that.
It's a storybook game with the pages that should have got Game of the Year from the Xbox fans.
Yeah, and well, it didn't even get nominated. And so those are like the big 10 rumored games that are supposed to be coming. And
I mean, listen, logically, right?
Which those games aren't like
they're older games. Yes, that makes sense. Logically, Bethesda games that were already appearing on both consoles should continue to come to both consoles. Logically,
who knows how many millions of dollars they spent already making it work on those systems.
Yeah, logically, the same thing with like Activision Blizzard games, man. Like if it was already,
well, we know Call of Duty for sure.
Yeah,
that wasn't even on the list, but we know.
Yeah, but and now they got rumors that they're getting Xbox is getting PS5 dev kits to.
Oh yeah, they absolutely
help with these ports.
Yeah, for sure.
To get these
and they bought a bunch of Nintendo dev kits for the next system.
Yeah, so it was like, bro, listen, it may not be 100% all the brand new stuff. It could be 6 months.
This seems
could be a
way
year,
more, yeah.
But
so logically, realistically, you could treat your Xbox as a timed exclusive console.
But realistically, realistically though, it's like, bro, if I'm selling the game and I'm marketing, I'm putting all this money into marketing and hype and all that type of shit. So, for example, like an Indiana Jones, right? We about to make an Indiana Jones game.
I mean, one of the biggest franchises.
This is going to be huge, right? And then you say, oh, we making it huge and it's only going to be available for the 10 million people who got an Xbox or who's on it on PC. And then 6 months to a year later, when the hype dies down, now you're gonna bring it to everywhere else? I think no. I think
that makes sense.
I think break franchises like they're not bringing in.
I think that makes sense because I'll say why.
So Starfield did not move the console. Did not sell that many more consoles.
So Xbox fans have their Xboxes already. Period.
We'll see on the 15th.
So listen again. Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo fans have a dedicated audience of around 12 to 30 million, and I've said this repeatedly on these podcasts. 12 to 30 million diehards. That means that they'll buy the system no matter what. And you can count on those 12 to 30 million diehard fanboys that'll get your system regardless if you put crap on it. And the Wii U is a perfect example of that. You know, they sold like 15 million consoles or 20 million consoles, something stupid like that. Because that was like diehard Nintendo fans. Same thing with Xbox, same thing with Sony. Now, what's going to make people fly to your system, historically speaking, has always been exclusives. Always. And so, a game like Starfield isn't mainstream. But a game, say, like GTA or Indiana Jones, that might be something that piques people's interests. I'm not saying that this is going to sell a ton of Xboxes. I think the Xbox is stagnant at this point.
Indiana Jones is going to drop on all systems
at the same time.
At the same time,
it's not. It's going to be 6 months on, at least 6 months on the Xbox first.
Same time.
Definitely not at the same time.
And if they don't do it at the same time, if they were smart, then they would say, play it a month early on Game Pass.
No, it'll be day one Game Pass Xbox. 6 months later, it'll be on Sony.
That damn day on Game Pass is
just like they used to do with Call of Duty's. With Call of Duty back in the PS3 and 360 days, where it was like you get it day one on 360, but all the DLC is 6 months timed only for Xbox 360 first, and then 6 months later it came out on PlayStation 3, and then they flipped it at the end of the life cycle.
All right, so this is recorded, so yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
We'll go back and we'll see when Indiana Jones is released and what it's released on.
Because at the end of the day, Microsoft wants to make money.
Yeah, so to make money,
they still have shareholders and they still have investors in the Xbox.
Yeah,
that they have to.
Yeah,
they gotta. At the end of the day, that's who they have to answer to. It's and not any of you.
Shareholders want money. They gonna say put it on everything. Put it on everything.
Yeah, if it's not any of us, it's not any of you, and everybody who was loyal to the brand. And if you're loyal to Sony, and if you're loyal to Nintendo, guess what? They don't give a crap about you either.
Exactly.
They're there for their bottom line as well.
It's just the bottom line. It's a company wanting their bottom line.
And also, the Japanese companies are very different thinking than the American companies.
Yeah.
Their loyalty level is a completely different fan base.
Anyway,
so that's what Kotaku had as of a couple of days ago. The next one, which kind of we were talking about sales a little bit just now, which we all sort of already knew, but Sony's PlayStation 5 is outselling Microsoft's Xbox Series X and S 2-1.
Oh.
And Nintendo is outselling it 3-1. So 50 million PS5s have been sold to consumers, and only about 25 million consoles worldwide for the Xbox. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about quarter three earnings now. So that was a quick little shout out for the earnings on Xbox versus Sony versus the old school console wars type shit, right? That we all used to really give a crap about when we were kids. So here's a nice headline for you. In Japan, Nintendo Switch becomes Japan's best-selling system of all time.
I need some more of this Sony.
As of quarter three. Which means the PlayStation 2 is no longer the king of Japan.
That's good.
And now Nintendo owns the 1, 2, and 3 spot in Japan for the best-selling systems of all time, which would put the Switch as a top-selling console, the Game Boy Color, and the Nintendo DS as the top-selling handhelds. So, good for them. In Japan alone, they've sold 33.34 million units of Nintendo Switch. So, in just Japan, Nintendo has sold more than Xbox has sold worldwide.
You know what's... I'm sorry. You know what just hit me?
Go ahead.
Nintendo made all these great games. Nintendo's Beyonce. And Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom did not win Game of the Year.
Breath of the Wild one, though.
I told you Breath of the Wild one. Yeah. But I'm talking about Tears of the Kingdom. Did not... It lost about it. It lost about its
game. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So Nintendo's Beyonce in this position.
For this year, yeah, I would say so.
Go ahead, Jay-Z.
No, nothing to say. So Nintendo quarter three for fiscal years, they came out with all their quarter three results, and we're gonna have some fun with this list so that you can guess a few of the top selling games and how many millions of units do you think they've sold.
Okay.
All right. So before we do that, we're just gonna Nintendo released all their quarterly reports. It's all numbers and boring and all this stuff. So we're gonna try to move through this quickly and not make it boring and make it as fun as possible. But as of quarter three of 2023, this is quarter four until March. All right. So fiscal years roll March to March. So we're in the last quarter for the year for them. The total number of games that sold over 1 million units during the 9-month period was 24 on the Switch. So 24 games sold over 1 million units. 17 of those titles were Nintendo first-party games, and 7 were third-party publishers. They sold another 13.74 million units for the year, which was a decrease of 7.8%. Software sales were a total of 163 million, which was a decrease of 4.7%. But digital sales were up 11.7% year on year.
Okay.
People are downloading games now.
It's convenient.
Yep. Mobile and IP was up 93.4%. And this is probably attributed to the Super Mario Brothers movie, moving a ton of Super Mario Brothers run on the Android and Apple.
Yeah.
So a lot of revenue came in, of course. Nintendo was the only company that saw huge operating profits with 464 billion yen, which is close to like $40 billion in just pure profit. All right, so this is the fun stuff. These are game sales info, total lifetime sales. All right. And how many copies of Super Mario Brothers Wonder do you think sold basically in the last 3 months? Because it's only been out for like 3 months.
12.
That's really good. 11.96 million units, close to 12 million units in just 3 months. Tears of the Kingdom.
10.
20 million units.
Okay.
Pikmin 4.
10.
3 million.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, much less. But Pikmin is not a huge franchise, but still 3 million is respectable. Which is funny to think 3 million is supposed to be a bummer, right?
I think in this era, I think 5 to 6 is probably...
Yeah, but it's first party, and it's only on their system, so
Yeah.
it's all profit. Mario Kart 8, lifetime sales.
Lifetime, 40.
60.5 million units. for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 60.5 million units. That means that for every 2 Switches out there, one has a copy of Mario Kart.
Yeah, I own it. Do you?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course I own it. Animal Crossing.
40.
44. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
30.
33. Breath of the Wild.
25.
31 million units.
Okay.
Mario Odyssey.
24.
27. These are pretty good guesses, Chris. Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Sword.
40.
26 million.
Oh, it's lower than I thought. Okay.
Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet.
You said...
that was Shield and Sword first.
It was 24?
26.
26. It's 20.
24. Super Mario Party.
I didn't even know they dropped one. 10.
20 million.
Wow.
Yeah. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. This is an old Wii U game.
Are they counting the Wii U sales too?
No.
Or we
This
don't
is
know?
the deluxe version. Includes Bowser's Fury.
Oh, that
Or
Mario.
something. No, never mind. That's 3D
This
World.
party. This party.
This is just the side-scrolling one.
10.
Mario
It's
Brothers
a side-scrolling?
Yeah, this is like an old school New Super Mario Bros.
Okay, yeah, 10.
Sold 17.2 million. Super Mario RPG that just dropped like 2 months ago.
10.
3 million.
Okay, I'm off.
Nintendo Switch Sports.
3.
12 million
Wow.
freaking copies. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
20.
13 million. Mario Party Superstars.
Never even heard of it.
I guess there's 2 of them.
8.
12 million. Luigi's Mansion 3.
8.
13.98. Almost 14 million.
Wow.
Splatoon 3.
12.
Right on. 11.71 million units. That's pretty damn impressive. So for worldwide Switch lifetime sales, where do you think they're at?
Where were they at last year?
120 million. Give or take.
140?
139.36 million. They're only about 12 to 15 million units away from
I think that's why they're going to keep it.
PS2.
I think that's
all
why they're
time.
going to stretch it out one more year. I think they're so close to
They're
so close to that number of beating the PS2 that they're like, fuck it. Should we go for
They
it?
beat the Wii.
They're like, should we go for it? I think we should go for it. We have a good chance if we go for it. And I think that's what they're going to do.
So if I was them and I bring out a new system at the end of the year, which is everything's kind of pointing to that.
Yep.
I still support the system at least another 2 or 3 years. Just to chug it along.
Yeah.
Another 3 to 4 million at the end of the lifetime cycle. But let's say next year it completely drops off the scale and sells 4 million copies or 4 million units.
Yeah.
You could do that 2 more years. I think you cross that line and make it past the PlayStation 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I think about
It's gonna be real close.
I think about my house. There were 4 Switches bought in my house.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, 4 Switches.
Yeah, and they break it down how many Switch sales there were and from what family, and so the OLED Switch sold 8 million units.
Oh, that was B. I bought one of those.
The Switch Lite sold 2.18, and then the OG Switch sold 3.4. So, not too shabby for a year. In March, this system turned 7 years old. Not too shabby for it to still be selling 14 million units a year for a 7-year-old console.
Yeah, Nintendo usually introduces consoles, every 5 years?
Every 5 years. This is the first time they've ever really pushed it past that.
So I think they could probably get another...
2, maybe 2. But I think they're going to drop a Switch successor this year, and then maybe 2 years of selling the back stock, and then they kind of discontinue it. Because, I mean, they only discontinued the Wii U, like, a couple of years ago. It was technically still on sale.
Yeah.
I mean, last year they sold 1 brand new Wii U and they counted it. 1. And that made news.
Imagine being that guy who bought the Wii U.
Yeah, that system came out, what, 2012?
Yeah. Imagine you gotta frame your receipt.
And you
so
went
can
to like
resell
the
it.
one Best Buy that still had one on the shelf. And then they tracked the sale and sent it over to Circana. And Circana was like, what? One for the year. So, yeah, I mean, that was the biggest news for the week, really, the quarter 3 results. We know that on February the 15th, the Microsoft meeting was pushed up. That's really what we're waiting for. Let's be real, guys. We want to know what's going to happen. What's going to happen behind closed doors during that meeting, right? What is Phil Spencer going to say? What kind of a press release are we going to get? Are all the Xbox fanboys and fangirls out there on Twitterverse and Xverse just going to continue to drop their ambassador handles from their X pages, which was hilarious last week?
I heard Xbox games were more profitable than Windows. Was making more revenue than Windows.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, if Microsoft...
So Microsoft's making money. That's the thing. They're not losing money.
They're making money.
Yeah,
so
they're making
it's like
money.
They're making money, and they just spent $70 billion.
That's really what it comes down to, really, guys. Like, they made a major investment in Activision Blizzard.
They probably got the books open up.
You guys don't understand that. $70 billion is nothing to sneeze at. They have to make a return on that.
They got the books opened up. They're probably looking at Activision. They're probably seeing like, all right, Call of Duty sells X amount this many years, but it costs this much to make. They probably like, hold on.
That's not enough.
Y'all make this much?
But if they do decide, listen, even if let's say they do the extreme case, which is going full third party and Game Pass only, I don't see that in the foreseeable future. Maybe in a decade.
I see that.
I still see it.
5 years. It's happening. They've been making moves that
they got one more system left. I'll keep saying it. That next system is going to be an all digital system with maybe a purchasable CD drive. Maybe.
I think.
But it's going to be an all digital system, and they got one more thing. They're going to push Game Pass on you heavy.
If they make one more system, it's going to be a streaming hybrid.
Yeah, that's what I call it. Like Ouya, Android box. Yeah, stream box.
You could dock and whatever.
You play Game Pass on it.
You play your Game Pass on it.
But I think they got one more.
I don't think you'll be able to download
physical. I think that's where they're going to they're going to tread that line. This is going to be the last one. You can still buy physical games because they're still making money on those.
They just shut down the physical games division.
I mean, not physical games. You're going to still be able to digitally download a game.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to digitally download games.
They're going to have a storefront.
And then I also feel like if Xbox want to go third-party publisher for next gen, then you want Nintendo and Sony's help by putting your games on their platform, they can't have a system out.
I disagree.
So
because they're doing that now.
So, I think they're doing that now because Sony and
Nintendo doesn't care. Ori is on all the Ori is on Switch and on Microsoft.
So the reason why I think that
Minecraft is on Switch and on Xbox.
Again, the reason why I think they're doing that now is because Sony and Nintendo know that they're not going to be in the console space in the future.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't. They're taking a 30% cut. They don't care.
They're not going to be in that. So all right, just we're gonna see.
So let's talk about this before we go. Sony on the record, when they were fighting the court case, was talking exactly how you're talking now. Oh, we're competition, this and that. And then all of those emails leaked, and they said they don't care. So realistically, they don't care.
What email?
All the emails leaked that leaked about 3 months ago with Sony's internal emails.
I didn't see no email that said that they don't care.
Okay, well, let's talk about that before we've got 5 minutes left before we hit the hour mark. But Sony definitely had internal. You can also check out, again, this is one of the channels, my favorite channels, RGT85. He also spoke about this recently. And it was Sony leaks that said that internally, they don't mind having first-party Xbox games on their system, even if they have direct competition. What they were worried about was Microsoft's space in the cloud gaming world. They are afraid Microsoft is ahead of them in cloud gaming, and they wanted to slow that down.
Okay, but I'm talking about them putting games on.
That's the part of the emails that leaked that they do not mind having published third-party published games on their system.
I think three things we're gonna get. Three things that come out of this.
This meeting
is next gen. The next Xbox is going to be just a streaming only device where you could play your Game Pass and you could use the cloud saves to make it feel like it's your own game, but you're not going to own none of that shit. You're going to be streaming it.
You're never going to own it, even if you buy it digitally. That's why I still think that's going to be a digital console.
The second thing that I think I could see Microsoft doing is helping a third-party brand like a Wii or whatever type of gaming to make like a gaming box, so you could physically purchase those Xbox games on, but it's not going to be like a Microsoft Xbox branded box. It's going to be like some third party.
That's where we split. That's where you and I split.
That's where I could also see that happening. And the third thing I could see is Game Pass only, which I don't think is.
That's going to be a decade now. That'll be after the Call of Duty deal goes through.
I think Game Pass only.
We got 10 years before we even think about that.
I think 5. I think Game Pass only would be a lot sooner than.
No, so here's and that's fine. That we'll find out. Obviously, this is just us talking nonsense at this point. Speculating. Yeah. So my speculation is really similar. We're not that far apart if you really want to break it down. We both believe it's going to be a digital console. We both believe it's going to have cloud gaming as its main focus. We both believe Game Pass is probably what they're going to push the hardest because they want your subscription money. What I still think is that they know there's still a big enough crybaby fan base that wants to, and I'll put it in quotes, own their games. There is going to be a storefront, and Microsoft is one of those companies that's been pushing really hard to have their own storefront against Apple. So they want to have their own storefront in the Apple Store, for example. Google is another company that's pushing for that. That's why I believe you're still going to be able to buy a game for $50 or $60, $70. In 10 years, it'll be $70 for sure in the next generation. And it's going to have a big hard drive on it because memory is cheap now. And you're going to own your games. But it's the last. This is it. This is it, though. I think this is the last generation for that.
I think Xbox.
Because they still want $50 a pop.
Xbox, a lot of fans. But Microsoft is looking at the numbers and saying, fuck them niggas.
Yeah, but this is going to be the last generation for them. In a traditional sense. They're not going away.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Microsoft.
They're going to be Sega.
Yeah. Microsoft and Xbox to a bigger market footprint.
They're going to be a better Sega.
Yeah, because Sega is not. I mean, we all compare it to Sega because that's the closest thing that we've ever seen with the Dreamcast and all that. But let's be real. Sega is not a big third-party publisher anymore. They've got their fan base and all that, but Microsoft is just a huge monster in all sense of the word in the industry. But, yeah, anyway, I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out. Let
us know who's right and who's wrong.
Well, time was only going to tell that. But if you agree with Chris, leave a comment. Who do you agree with? Below. We all know Sergeant America's going to chime in.
Yep.
So
he don't care now. He got a switch.
He got all three.
He do have all.
He does have all three. To his fair credit, so he can claim not to be a fanboy,
he jumped ship early.
He's always been a Nintendo fan, but he prefers Xbox over Sony.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you guys for joining us this week. StarFlagMedia. We are the Drunken Idiots. Chris. Follow him on his channel, Talents860. You can also follow us on our Spanish channel. If you have anybody who only speaks Spanish, we got StarFlagMedia and Espanol. And feel free to join us every week here. Thank you, guys.
25.
If you want to subscribe, if you're already subscribed, share the hit that share button. Let people know that we got this dumb podcast. As always, thank you guys for joining us. Anything you want to say on the way out?
Nah, man. Thank you. Love you. Hopefully, I'll be better next week, and I can really turn up. And I have an Xbox Series S at my house that no one's using, and we get enough likes and subscribes, I might piss on it on camera.
Oh, well, I don't want to. It'll be on his channel. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys all for joining us, and
No
I'll
one
see you
wants
guys
to.
next
No
week.
one wants to use it.